back to the Brickmaster Broadcast Network. And as you can see, I have my guest and co-host here, Brick Literacy, also known as Remy. And
what's up, everybody?
This is the first time that we are starting this new segment, and it's called What, When, Why Wednesdays. And super excited because Remy and I have been in discussions about this show for a while. And when we were talking about how we want to set the format and who do we want to invite, and I tell you, it has just been so much fun it's like putting a playlist together, right? It's like, who do we want to talk about? And that's why we're starting it with what is the topic? And but before we get started, many of you who are on this channel know me, Brickanista. I'm based in Seattle. And hello, Debo Bricks. Welcome to the stream. And so, Remy, why don't you share with everybody what you where you are? What do you focus on, Remy?
I am on the East Coast. I am in the middle of nowhere in Virginia. I'm like 3.5 hours from the nearest Lego store. That is where I am geographically. So,
right.
Yeah.
And welcome, Zach Martinez, and anybody else who might be lurking in the chat. So thank you, and feel free. The other thing we're doing for the first time is that Remy and I are now part of a team. There's a new function that you can add to StreamYard where you can have multiple people being able to highlight chats and be able to talk, while the stream is going on. And I'm really excited about this. It's a new functionality that StreamYard just added, and really, really excited because Remy and I were doing some tests. And so if you see some chats that come through from Brickanista, they may actually be from Remy because he
never
shows
know.
up as me.
You never know what's going to happen. Hello, Brickbender Underworld.
Hello, Brickbender Underworld. Welcome to the stream. And so as we were putting together our playlist for the next couple weeks, we were talking about who do we want to spotlight first? And then Remy and I were talking about this Brickmaster challenge that has been going on Instagram.
Huge.
It's amazing. It's so freaking amazing. And we were talking about it. I go, well, I know Alyssa and I have chatted before, and maybe she'd be willing to come on the stream. And she's helping us kick this off, which we're super excited about. And I just wanted to say, please help me welcome 9brickcity, Alyssa.
Yay! Hello.
Hey.
Hi, Remy. Hi,
Brickmanista. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's so exciting because this is something new we're trying out. We're working on a topic and then inviting somebody who's familiar with that topic. And of course, Brickmaster 2022 is something that you
I might know.
I think you might know something about it.
Yes. We are not the experts.
Congratulations. This is awesome. I'm super excited for you guys.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, we at the end of the show, we'll talk about what we have lined up for the next several weeks because we already have guests who are lined up for a couple weeks. And I even convinced Remy, I'm putting it out there on the air. I said, Remy, you're going to have to cosplay on May 4th for May the 4th be with you.
Yeah, this will be interesting.
He would.
Like you do.
Because I don't have a lot of Star Trek outfits. So I'm going to have to pick one.
Most of them are
do a good Palpatine. He had a hoodie on the other day. Yeah. And he goes, what do you think about this? And he put the hoodie over his eyes. I go, perfect. You're Palpatine. That's all you need.
That's all you need. Yeah. And maybe a glow stick. Just pretend that it's
there you go.
Saber. Get one at the dollar store.
Zach really likes our t-shirts. And we didn't plan this about
I know.
I think we have a dog theme going on or pet theme. Yeah.
We have, it's pets tonight. It's all pets.
It's pets. I should have wear your pet shirt.
Lego Why Not sent me one of those I love Huskies t-shirts. I should have wore that and then I would have matched you guys.
That's okay. We know you love Huskies.
I mean, that's what people seem to think. I don't know if it's real or not.
I think it's pretty real.
And already
you're getting accolades from the chat. Thank you for hosting this Brickmasters 2022 challenge. Yeah. And of course, Spock and Kirk for the win. If we wanted to do that.
Yeah, anyway. I know May the 4th is not Star Trek, everybody. Thanks. I know it's Star Wars.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
That's why you have to tune in on May 4th
Yeah.
to see what the cosplay is going to be.
That's exciting.
Just convincing Remy to do cosplay. No, you can't do that. That's not right. All right.
You know what's funny is I actually had the conversation coming home from the movies last night, which was my first movie I've been to in 2 years. It was amazing. But we were talking about how what's Yoda saying? Try or
do or do not. There is no try.
Yeah, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So in the movie we watched, the one thing that was talked about was Newt Scamander. It was the Crimes of Grindelwald movie. Or no, not Grindelwald. I'm sorry, The Secrets of Dumbledore. Anyway, Newt Scamander says, as long as you try, and it's funny because I always tell people just try with the create, inspire, and explore my thing at the end, you know? So if Yoda says there is no try, isn't that kind of a bad saying?
No, it's actually, it's more like Nike.
No,
Nike
just do it.
Okay. Yeah. And so Yoda's saying, you either do it or you don't do it. You don't say you're going to try to do it.
Yeah.
Tough love from the Muppet.
I get it. Like, get it done or just don't do it at all. Okay. All right.
If Nike were to sponsor somebody, they could sponsor Yoda. Yoda would be the next spokesperson for Nike.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Many people in the chat know who you are on Instagram, but maybe some of our YouTube subscribers aren't familiar with you. So how about, would you go ahead and first of all, and I know this is going to be like reverse because Alyssa usually does 9 minutes with 9brickcity. Yes. So we're going to kind of put her
I'm in the hot seat.
In the hot seat.
I don't have prepared questions,
so don't worry. It's more of, well, I'll start with, how about we go tag team, Remy? I'll start with the first question, and then you want to ask her another question? Does that sound good?
Sure.
All right. So
this is your format. You guys do whatever you want to do.
This is all new for us, so we're just kind of, going with the flow. All right. So my question for you, Alyssa, is that I know that you're big on the movie Frozen and the characters in Frozen, and you've built a lot of Frozen things. So what was it about that series in Disney that inspired you so much, and that all of the builds that you've done? Is there any particular build you're really proud of the Frozen line that you've done?
Yeah, actually, okay, so the small backstory to the whole Frozen world, because I know Frozen it was a success, but it wasn't the biggest success. I mean, as far as like, it was a lot of kids' favorites, but then I think the second movie was bigger for adults. So what had happened was I had just kind of discovered the convention scene in the AFOL community, and I was walking around looking at all of the incredible builds, and I wasn't seeing what I wanted to see. Like I'm like I want to build something, or I want to see something. And I had just seen Frozen on Broadway, the Broadway show. And my fur kids actually love Frozen. They will watch it from start to finish. And the very beginning of the movie is, "Hey, Nana," which is Nadia, and their names are in the song anyway. And all four of them are kind of each one of the characters. So anyways, I'm walking around this convention, and it was like something just kicked me. It was like, oh, you're not seeing what you want to see because you have to build it. And then I was like, oh, we were in this whole Frozen phase. And I'm like, that actually would be kind of a cool build, because I knew that there had been a couple sets that had been produced, but I think I got one of the sets, and I was so underwhelmed. Like I was such a small little dinky thing that I was like kind of disappointed with it. And I was like, okay, so that's where that began. So the first thing I started building was the castle, the actual Arendelle castle, which started on my whole journey. I wanted to do like the whole land, and then COVID happened, and then I found like the Instagram community and the YouTube community, and I wanted to participate in the challenges and do all sorts of the 9 minutes with 9brickcity, and it kind of derailed me from my project. And so yeah, long story short, that's my Frozen story.
It didn't derail you, because you still have Frozen themes that keep coming back. For example, when you did the brick toss, of course, you had to use the translucent blue, right? Because you're known for that.
Yep.
But it's a great thing to be known for. And
I mean, the Ice Queen. I mean, I'm the Ice Queen. I think it's hilarious. I'm like, I'm like a happy dog that's like, hi, I love everybody. But I mean, I love all of the transparent, translucent colors. Oh my God, even what are they called? The opalescent ones now, or
pearlescent or
pearlescent.
Something like that.
That one, the like whitish one is one of my. I'm like, oh, you're in the purple or black, I don't
or
know
the dots too. That hexagonal dot. That's
kind
of concave.
Yeah, those colors. They like they just make me happy. I can just have them just lined up, and I'm like, yay. Pretty.
No, I love the transparent colors too. It just seems like magic whenever I see one. You know, it just seems unfathomable to me still.
It makes all the builds pop too more. Like if you think about the space builds, like the classic retro ones with the neon green and the blues, or in like the blacks, like it makes those
Voltron and yeah. Or we need somebody who knows space.
Yeah.
So if I'm misquoting space, please correct me, chat.
Black
like
Brickapalooza,
black and green line, and I want to say Voltron, but I may be completely off.
Yeah, they have. There's a black lion and a green lion and Voltron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you.
Very good.
Oh.
That's why we need two hosts for this show.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, neon
nice
orange.
to have two hosts.
According to Brickbender.
No.
Thank you.
Neon orange. Yes, neon orange. Which has made a huge appearance in the Monkey Kid sets, the neon orange.
I like orange too, as you can tell from my shirt.
I do, yes. Both of our colors are there.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So Remy, what question do you have for Alyssa?
So Alyssa, it sounds like, did you get into Lego? Like, when did you get into Lego? Was it just before the pandemic, or was it years earlier, or what's your Lego journey?
So my journey is I don't really recall having I have a younger brother who's 10 years younger than I am, but I came from a racing family. So we were always outside playing in the woods and riding four-wheelers and snowmobiles. So I remember having things like Nintendo and fun, the fun toys, but I don't really remember Lego. But I remember starting to get Lego when the Harry Potter movies came out. Like I'd get a set, I'd build it, and then I'd either tear it down and then I would give it away to somebody or donate it. And then it got serious when the Avengers movies started coming out. And I was just in a time in my life where I wanted to build whatever the movies were. You know what I mean? Like it was just, I was like, oh, I could see that as Lego. So around 2015 or 2016, it's been 7 years now. I was just like tinkering. And then right before the pandemic and the Frozen thing happened, that's when it was like the minifigs started happening. And and then I found the community, which was then even more of like, hello. So it's been about 7 years but only like 3 serious ones.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
How long have you guys been involved? Forever?
No,
Are you forever Evils?
No, pandemic. Like very early 2020, I got into it, and then the pandemic came, and I was like, "Oh, well, I guess this is my life now."
Yeah, you're like everything Lego now.
Well, the community is just so awesome. It's such a positive place, especially during the pandemic. I think we all found solace in having something to do with a goal, which is part of why I think these challenges are so important for everybody. And to answer your question, I really got involved around 2018. So just before the pandemic, and I started in stop motion. And then I discovered this whole realm of MOC building. And that's how I started. My first MOC was in 2019.
What was your first MOC?
Fairly new AFOL. I'm sorry?
What was your first MOC? What did you build?
My first MOC was the Spice Pirates, which is a pirate ship full of women. So it was the Spice Girls as pirates.
Oh, nice.
And I did win an award for that too. I got a High Seas award from Bricks by the Bay.
That's awesome.
So mashups have kind of been my thing. And I have also pirate ships. I have a Pandas of Penzance. That's a panda ship.
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been fun. But I've now started doing Micropolis more, as well as Jurassic Park. I just joined the collab over there at Bricks Cascade. And I didn't think I would be into dinosaurs as much as I was until I ended up connecting with this group. And then I said, I can hold on with these guys because I can talk the language. we talk about the different characters and
Yeah.
we cosplay, and when we're at the convention, which is a lot of fun. So I'm in charge of veterinary services. So I get to wear a lab coat with different patches for veterinary services. And I built my veterinary services building. And yeah, it was
That's
so much
awesome.
fun.
I also could be a veterinarian, honestly.
That's true.
Yeah, I spent all day at MSU veterinary teaching school today, actually. Yeah. Since 2009, every single week we've been there.
Yeah, and you had, and this is part of the reason why you have 9 in your name, right? You had
Correct.
9 dogs at one time.
No,
No?
5. I had 5, and then the ones that are the big photos, I had 5. They've all now passed, and now I have the 4 that I have that you guys kind of have got to know a little bit through the last couple years. Yeah.
So there's 9 total. Is that
9
right?
total. Yeah.
Okay. So that's where 9 Brick City came from, right?
When I was trying to come up with my name for Instagram, why I started my Instagram account was just to have a place to like keep my Arendelle photos. Like I was like, okay, well, if I have like a timeline, because I'd already had an Instagram account for the dogs and for my kids, and I was just like, this is a place. And I'd always like scrolled and like, screenshotted all the stuff that inspired me. I'm like, oh, this is amazing. I want to do this. The food pictures, the book pictures, all the Lego pictures. Mm-hmm. And then I think I just was like, one day I was like, I'm just going to start sharing my stuff. And that was when I discovered the challenge by May the Lego Be With You and Super Lego Dad. And those 2 guys welcomed me like godfathers of the community. And I was like, all right, but there needs to be a mama hen in here, And plus I've always got these ideas flowing that I can't, it's like my hair, it's too much. It's like, I can't control it all. But yeah,
well, that was kind of
I was making
one of my
questions.
questions.
I totally derailed. I was trying to figure out the name.
Where do you find the energy for all the things you do? Because it seems like you are just such a bundle of energy. And I was seeing some recent photos you posted of Throwback Thursday when you were into roller derby too for a while.
Yeah. 10 years.
And then you've been, the challenges and we'll get to that in just a second, but the challenges, you had to go through so much thought
this
to put
is
that
a
together.
massive undertaking.
And then you had to schedule all of them back to back and then process all of the photos. I don't know where you find the energy and the time to do that. So what tips do you have for us that might help us?
No sleep. I haven't slept much for the last few weeks.
Hang on.
I'm on the edge of like, I'm ready to go crash on the couch with the kids, watch a movie, and I think last night, that's why I was like, I'm going to a movie. We have made it to the end, and I am finally going to celebrate and just take a minute. When you really are inspired by something, or if you want to do something, you have the motivation to do it. If it's something that you want to do, it's just there. If it's not something that you love, you don't, you're like, you procrastinate, you put it off. That's why I always tell people, I'm like, if you're not building like what you love, or if you're not doing what you want to be doing, don't waste your time on that and go on to the next, because life's short. So you should do what you want that makes you happy, I guess.
That's perfect. It's wonderful. And we appreciate so much everything you do for the community, because you're also extremely generous too, which we'll talk about the prizes too that you gave away for this amazing challenge. But before we move on, Remy, did you have any other questions before?
Sorry. I think, we just need to acknowledge for a second, Dinosaur Chat is kind of blowing up.
I don't know why so many people want to talk about Dinosaur Chat.
Dinosaurs are great. I love dinosaurs.
Put your best dinosaur impression in the chat.
Oh, in the chat. I'm glad you're not asking us to do it.
I'm like,
no, I don't want to like. Somebody will call the police. We're like, there's a real dinosaur. If you do that.
That's sad. I know. The Triceratops, but that probably is a different name now.
Isn't it true that dinosaurs didn't have ears? I seem to remember somebody saying that they didn't have like your typical ears with an eardrum and all of that. So it's like vibrations that they would react to, almost like how bats react to sound. I don't know. I'm pulling up some really old information, but somebody in the chat might know. So if here's the question. If dinosaurs didn't have ears, how can you make a sound like a dinosaur? Because they couldn't hear each other, right?
Well, yeah. I guess we'll never know now. Thanks, Meteor.
I mean, we may.
I'm just asking in the chat. They're all asking about, like, Cornado has a Triassic accent.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So yeah, but that's
I want to
always
hear
been
that.
my question after I heard that dinosaurs really didn't have ears. So if they didn't have ears, how did they communicate with each other?
Well, I mean, if anything, I'm sure they had a great sense of smell, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
Or something.
And
I
Jacob
don't know. I'm the
Bennett,
wrong person to ask, but I do like dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like my chameleon.
he says he doesn't have ears, it senses vibrations. So it goes
Maybe
back to,
remember in the first movie, the Jurassic Park movie, remember how they showed the puddle? Maybe that was an ode to no-eared dinosaurs.
Yeah, so that goes back to, you can't sound like a dinosaur because nobody knows what they sound like, too.
I mean, Steven Spielberg knows what they sound like.
Yeah.
But that actually, I was watching, you know, what is it? The Making the movie, or that one show, it's on Netflix, and it's like the making of the movie. They said that was a lion roar that they used in the movie, along with like other things.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe
They also,
like,
you know, they were covered in feathers, so they probably just shook their feathers at each other in like a certain pattern.
Yeah.
And that was what it meant.
We're going to have a Jurassic Park episode.
Absolutely.
Because
Jurassic Park almost made the cut, but we'll have to push that to later.
Yeah, we'll talk about the lineup at the end of the show.
Yeah.
So why don't we share what the Brickmaster 2022 challenge was? So before I start with this little short slideshow, let me ask you, Alyssa, why now? What was it that you decided that this was the right time to do this?
Well, let's see here. I always have ideas. That's one thing. This time, though, I knew that the community was having a little bit of a tough time, in all honesty, because there was a certain event that had happened that a lot of people thought they were going to be part of. And it had been a challenge that had been brewing in my mind for a year, like because of last year. And so it just was this time I was like, you know what? We're going to give people an opportunity to fill that void, knowing that they have this time because they thought they might have been gone for a certain amount of time, and give them the experience. Plus, there's been challenges. There's always challenges for people to do. Always. Yeah. There's a lot of them and great ones.
But that's part of the reason why I didn't participate in your challenge, because I was in the middle of hosting another challenge, and I just said I had already committed to Eco the Brick. Brighton Brick. And it seems like we have similar thoughts when it comes to sets. So I'm going to go ahead and share this little quick. So don't worry, folks. It's not a long PowerPoint.
Not like the 7-minute winner video.
Don't go to sleep.
Yeah.
We'll make dinosaur noises in the background.
Yeah, exactly.
Or we'll roar like lions for you purists out there.
Right.
We might hear from Nadi, maybe. We'll see.
I just need to move this onto the first page. So bear with me, folks. Okay, there we go. Okay, so everybody can see that, right?
Yep.
Yes.
So Brickmaster 2022, which, first of all, before we start, did you design this logo, or did you have somebody? Because you also have this artistic talent as well with computer design.
Yeah. I think I'm an artist somewhere in there.
Well, no, I like the logo because it's very close without being like legally actionable. So great job.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I wanted it to be something like Lego, that was recognizable. The fonts are
I love the crown.
tricky.
The crown is adorable too.
Yeah, and that's actually a Lego crown. It's the from castles or from the knights.
Oh, okay. Because
I actually
thought
took
it might also look like that little tiara piece for some of the Friends modules or the Friends crowns.
Yeah, I could have used that. That would have been a smart thing, duh.
Oh no, this is great. Okay, so here are you and Yabs and Preston and Jonathan.
Yep.
And
Lizzie, who's behind the camera.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So So tell us a little bit about how you recruited these people and what was that experience like for the judging portion?
Well, so we started off, I wanted to make this for the people. Like the people got to, by all the creators, they got to be their own judges, basically. That's how it began for the first challenge. And it was a little more confusing. Again, this first run of this challenge, it was a learning experience. I mean, I was learning as I went too. Like, you can't please everyone as hard as you try. And so I just finally was like, you know what, we're just going to have a panel of judges. And I knew I'm pretty close with Preston Builds, the family, and I'm close with Yabs. And Yabs was out of town. He was working. He's in the military. And so he was so bummed that he couldn't participate. And I was like, but these guys
could be a judge.
Yes.
Yep. Yes. And he kept, because he kept offering if I needed any help for anything. So I was like, remember that time you said? So, Yabs is an awesome mock builder. If people don't know, go check him out. He is brilliant. He is like a genius. And Preston Builds, the whole family, they're the funniest and cutest and quirkiest family. And they have quite a collection. And they do funny TikToks and videos all the time. And they're adorable. I adore them. So I thought they're not participating either. And I had to have people that hadn't even tried to do the first challenge. I wanted to make it very even. And so, and it wasn't even a thought. They jumped on. I asked, and in moments later, they both were like, yep, we're in.
We're in. And I have to say, Preston is absolutely adorable in those little videos too. Yes. And I think you also had a 0 to 17 category. So was his vote also more important in those categories too?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep. Yep. All the judges they got, so basically the judging, the way that worked was I was not an actual judge. I was a tipping scale. If they agreed upon somebody or if they disagreed, if they had something, I just kind of gave my opinions and then, but it was totally their decisions. I gave them, they had all of the ability to choose. And at first what we were going to do is they were going to take one of the trophies or for the winners and do the choices. And then instead we just kind of decided as we were going, everybody just agreed together and then they just worked together. It's kind of like, you watch American Idol or any of those shows what's the other show?
Do people still watch American Idol?
I don't know, or America's Got Talent or whatever the shows are. You got to tape
America's Got Talent and The Voice that kind of all of these. Yeah.
Right.
Yes. I was the Nick Cannon, I suppose, or I don't even know who the hosts are.
Well, who was the Simon Cowell? Who was like the extra mean judge?
Me. No. There's not one. These guys are so nice. There wasn't.
They seem very nice.
Yeah, no. And they gave every single, so we had a chat running through a WhatsApp. And so it was away from actual Instagram, just in case nothing could be leaked. We wanted to keep everything very private.
That's smart. Especially also Yabs is out of Australia. Is that right?
Yep.
And then Preston and Jonathan and Lizzie, are they out of the UK?
Yeah, correct. Yep.
Oh, okay. Perfect. So you also had a global set of eyes looking at this whole challenge.
Yes. It was, they were, and during the chatting, they gave every single picture, every single build had a conversation about every single one. Like everyone was a potential winner the entire time, because every art is, it's to whomever it speaks to. So it just depends on, that's why, oh my God, they had the hardest job. And I knew it was going to be a difficult challenge for the final one, because how do you choose who the very best of the best is, which is kind of why we ended up starting to add prizes, and because we wanted everybody to win.
And that was interesting too, because I wanted to mention, so the next set of slides for those of you watching are the 5 challenges. And then Remy's going to go through some of the actual builds. So we're just going to do like a high level about what the 5 weeks were.
Yep.
And so this is the first challenge. And before we talk about the Star Wars portion of it, on the left, you can see that these were the actual sets that Alyssa chose that said, okay, here are the sets, and they're they just came out. Some of these were like fresh off of the release. And one of them is this dolphin and turtle. And I just happened to have picked that with Brighton Bricks, I think 2 weeks before you announced the challenge. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, we know there's going to be a set of builders who have that set already. So they might.
No, it kind of worked out that way. Yeah.
Yeah, it did. It was really great. So real quick question. What made you decide on these particular sets?
Well, I looked at the price points on some of them. I looked at like the gift with purchases. I knew that a lot of people had received it. I kind of stalked the Instagram a little bit. I honestly was looking around my backlog and was just like, okay, what smaller sets can I pull so that I know that other people can either afford if they need to buy one, or they might just have. And obviously Easter was coming, you know, the owl people were super excited about. And then the dinosaur, those 3-in-1s, they've been around for a while.
They've been around a while, and we've done a rebrick this challenge. Debo's in the chat, and that was our first set that we had chosen for a rebrick challenge, which is very similar to what you were doing, but you had another twist to it where you had to use every single part, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So basically, the reason behind this challenge, the way that it was set up, so the funny thing is, when this began, I knew that the theme had to be something that would hook everybody, right? That would be like, okay, and what do we want to win? Okay. But also, the challenge, though, was to use every single part to create either the BB-8 or the AT-AT, or the AT-AT, whichever you say. But it didn't matter what the final result of what it looked like. It wasn't supposed to be a beautiful picture, perfect. The challenge was to use all the pieces. What this was supposed to be was a warm-up challenge, like how to use bricks, how to move the bricks around, how to just do something different and use your brain differently instead of, this is the prettiest picture. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all you guys got to do is just use the pieces. Like, just plop them on there.
When you said a warm-up, it's a new way of thinking, because a lot of people, they see the box, they follow the instructions, but they don't think, oh, now I can take this apart and build something of my own.
Right.
And that's part of the reason why brick challenges are awesome, because you don't ask anybody to buy more bricks than what they already have. That's already in the box, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they had to use 3, or no, not had. They were allowed to use up to 3 of the sets.
Up to 3, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And you know what's funny is some people, they decided that they wanted to have as many pieces as possible, and towards the end, a lot of them were like, "What did I do this for?" Because you know, they thought that was going to help them, but really it kind of hindered what they were doing. But all of them, they turned out great. What I was a little concerned with in the beginning was just the fact that the people who were not participating, or who didn't know what was going on, when they were seeing what was being created, people were like, what is this? You know, like, And
well, there was one person who posted a BB-8 and said, I have to post a BB-8 because it's not getting enough love. Everybody's posting AT-ATs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
BB-8 was a hard thing to build with this one. There were a few good ones though.
Spherical is hard to build in general when you have all of the pieces in your collection you can choose from, but when you're constrained, it's
And the colors, they had so much color to choose from in there. So I knew it was going to end up becoming like the hottest mess ever. But it was, you know what? This one was actually one of my favorites, because this one had the most heart. Because it's like everybody trauma bonded together. They were like, it's so hard. I'm like, yes, I accomplished exactly what I was doing. No. I mean, it was a challenge. This was a challenge.
Right.
And to finish, I think a lot of people were just shoving the bricks inside the things at the end. You know, they were like, oh, they're hidden. Or they would turn around their build and it would be all like stuck together on the back.
You just don't show it back.
Oh, how funny.
Yep. Yeah.
Wow.
And I was even building along with them for a second, but I mean, you run out of time when you're doing all of the things. So,
that's a good segue into the next set of challenges. Yep. So that was kind of the warm up, and you said, okay, here's the parts list that you can choose from. Pick 3 boxes or up to 3 boxes, and then build an AT-AT or a BB-8. Now this one, I was really excited about it, and I almost jumped in on this, but
Mhm.
then I had to tell myself, no, you gotta stay with your commitment because
Yep.
if you get distracted, it's gonna be hard. But
Yes.
this one was beautiful because it was the kind of a monochrome grayscale challenge and then adding some color to it.
Yes. Well,
And
the touch of color was the magic. The magic, and so what it was supposed to be was you were supposed to have a Wizarding World character or a Disney character, not a comic book character, not like a superhero, because obviously that was the next challenge. But whatever the minifig, doll, or any mini person, whatever they're touching, had to create color and cause a ripple effect of color throughout the build. And so it was supposed to be like the entire build was supposed to be a gray scale or black and white or whatever, but whatever the minifig was doing was causing the magic. So yeah, that one was a favorite one. One thing I do want to say though, so this with all of these challenges, I was a little concerned with people not being able to, like you just said, you had a commitment to the other one. So it was in the beginning kind of like a, yes, you must join all 5, but it kind of changed when we switched the whole judges situation too, to no, you can do whichever one you want, because it's first of all supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be like it's a job.
You mean I could have gotten a Brickmaster brick?
And you could do it after when you have free time.
Some people did go back and do the previous challenges too.
Okay, you heard it right here, folks.
After.
Yeah. You heard it here from Alyssa. You can go back and do any of these challenges, and if I heard right,
you can do them at any time.
At any time, you don't get the prizes, but you could qualify for the Brickmaster brick. Is that right?
Yes. Oh my God, I have so many.
Okay. You heard it here on the Brickmaster Broadcast Network. She's declared this. I may do this one because this is the one that really spoke to me about the monochrome. And the thing is, I don't have a lot of Harry Potter figs or Disney figs.
Well, but you didn't have to have a Harry Potter fig. You could have created your own. It just had to be a wizarding character.
Well,
that's what that's why it said Wizarding World. What's that?
Could I use Grogu, Baby Yoda?
If you wanted to,
because it's magical. Not Disney and it's not Harry Potter.
Well, it's technically Disney.
That's Disney.
That's Disney.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Right. Yeah, they own everything.
I mean,
they own it. That's true.
Technically, you can do whatever you want. Okay. You could do any kind of character because, nobody's going to be judging it.
Okay, that's true because the contest is over. Okay. All right.
Did you see the build that I did for the example build on
I did look at some of these challenges and said, I would have loved to have jumped in on that, but I was under the impression you had to do all 5.
Well, in order to win the cash prize at the end, that's why we added the prizes for if the people could only do the one challenge at a time. That's why we had the selected winners in which are top choice or, like the words started changing towards the end of it. Well, I wanted to give more people a chance to get something.
It looked like you had 1 winner for challenge 1, 2 for 2, 3 for 3. So you actually kind of also gave out more prizes with each week as you were going on.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, more and more people kept showing up. It was like, I thought maybe we would get 15, 20 people tops, like the round table of people that I generally talk to would be like, okay, we'll support. I had no idea this came out of the woodwork. Like it was like,
well, and you mentioned I looked at a couple of your videos. So in one of your videos, you mentioned, I think 95.
Yeah, well,
close to 100.
That 95 was the most in, I think it was challenge 4. I think it was challenge 4, or maybe it was challenge 3. I'm terrible with numbers, but we would lose a couple people, but then we would gain 10 more people, and then a couple people would either go on their spring break vacation. But it always kind of funneled back. We had at least 70 people like throughout the entire thing, and then 50 people were the ones that qualified at the very end who did everything. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
So the comic book one, that one was interesting too, because you had specific words and motion that you wanted to have in the build.
Yes. So that one, I think, got a little bit lost in translation for people. Again, with this challenge, it was a learning experience as we went. Now I had all of these made but I also kept in touch with everybody who ever had a question. I like tried to keep up if somebody needed help on how to do something or explain what something meant. So this one, what it was intentionally it was supposed to be was just emotion without gears. But because it shows the motion with the boom pop, that was just supposed to be like a example. And so people took that literally and they started building the signs and I was like, that's cool too. You know, like if that's how you see it, it's your
I saw a lot of signs. Yeah.
Yep. And so again, being a global challenge, there are some, you know, like I said, lost in translation situations where, and I mean, again, I will, if there's the next time, if we do this again, I know what I'm supposed to do and what not to do. Like,
well, and that kind of goes back to if there's a next time. I think a lot of people really enjoyed this and would look forward to another one. So
yeah,
but that's really, I mean, that's a lot of work. So
yeah, I mean, now that I've got it under my belt, that's one thing. But I think honestly, sponsors would be nice.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
this was all kind of like
Lego.
Yeah. Right. Oh,
come on.
And actually, Lego started commenting on people's pictures left and right for a while, but they never came to our page once. They never said nothing.
There's probably some like rule about like you can't support this unofficial challenge or legal things happen.
Yeah,
probably some
possibly.
Nonsense.
Well, the one thing I did learn before I had done any of the artwork was you are not allowed to have a Lego brick, like facing. Yeah, I learned that one, and that was a big no-no. And so, thank goodness I didn't. But yeah, I was like, well, that would have been a real bummer if I did all of it, and then Lego was like, never mind.
Well, yeah, and you really got to be careful about the legal issues, but
which I did. I had a lawyer. I actually had a lawyer. The contract was and so it's all official. I wanted to make sure it was like a legit thing, just like
a real contest.
Yeah, like a real contest. Yeah. Like you were really going somewhere to go compete.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't put that post, but if you go back to the Brickmaster page, one of the very first posts is the legalese about what you're agreeing to when you enter this contest. Yeah. So that's good you did that. You've got a lawyer to look it over, so good for you.
Yeah.
Just quick word about challenges. Had you had these challenges in your mind for a while, Alyssa?
Oh yeah.
Like
this one.
Do you still have more that you want to do? And
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I have all kinds of things.
2023.
Yeah. I mean, I also don't want to, like, there are so many people who are so creative and have ideas too. I don't want to hog the spotlight and be like, okay, me again, you know, so I'm going to kind of like take a break for a little bit.
Well, you need a break too.
Yeah. And
that's a lot of work. People don't realize that there's a lot of work in hosting challenges, and especially on the level that you did.
Yeah. You want to participate.
Yeah, I want to build. I want to participate in other people's challenges. Like, there's been a few. I missed yours. I was like, I will, but at least I shared it. You know, like I've always promoted everybody's Let's Build series, the Habitat series, the Lego Words, or you know, like anybody, all of these. I always try to help promote everybody because I think everybody deserves a chance. But yeah, when I'm passionate about the next one, if it's not Brickmaster 2.
If it's not the fall season.
There's what's that?
You know,
if it's not the fall season, you know.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, yes. we have lots of cycles, right? As far as and we'll talk a little bit about the big one that's coming May 31st, right?
Yeah.
But so challenge
which we are not associated with. This was nothing like that.
This has nothing to do with that. But but this one is week 4. So we've talked about the first 3 weeks, and then you got to week 4, which also was one I was like, oh my God, this is amazing because I love pirates. Pirates doesn't get enough, you know, airtime. I think with the exception of Yano, who does the We Are Family challenge, not a lot of people do pirates. So I was really excited to see the Space Pirates and Castles challenge. That's so much fun.
Yeah, I believe that was the one that was the biggest because it brought everybody, well, that and Star Wars, but it brought everybody out of the woodwork. And You know what's funny is that when I was trying to figure out a prize for that one, I was looking everywhere for one of the yellow castles, and I found one online, and it was in great condition. It was used, but it still had a box and everything. And I had to go somewhere. I think I probably had to go to the vet or something that day. And I was like, oh, I'll just deal with it when I come back, right? I came back and that had been bought like within 2 minutes of it being shared. I was like, I should have got that because I wanted to have a classic.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, right? That would have been the best prize. So maybe next time. Maybe next time.
That's okay. I mean, that's okay. You live and learn, right? And like you said, it's been a learning experience.
Many times in the last 5 weeks.
But when you look at your whole, set before you got to the 5th week, you covered Star Wars, you covered magic with Harry Potter and Disney. And then you went into, why am I drawing a blank?
Oh, the 3rd week was the comic book, which was Marvel.
Thank you. Yeah. It's like if I don't have the PowerPoint in front of me, I go blank. And then now you have space, pirates, and castles. I mean, you tapped into all of these different major themes that somebody could enjoy, right?
Right.
And they wanted to jump in.
Yeah. So if you wanted to just participate for just one, there would have been one. And again, you might not have made the timeline for the prize of that week. Yeah. But,
okay. Well, now that we all know, I'm already declaring I'm going to do it.
I'll send you a prize. I've sent things before.
Just send her a prize.
Yeah. I know.
Okay.
I'll definitely send you a Brickmaster badge.
Okay. I will do it though. I don't want you to send one to me without me earning it. So
you have to earn
my Brickmaster badge.
Yeah.
But okay, so week 5, so we can actually look at some of the builds, is that this is where you took pretty much everything you built from the first 4 weeks. And then what I loved about this too is you said you need to use 5 out of the 10 technical categories. Yeah. Which was great because you also, if for people who haven't seen the Brickmaster page, what's nice about it is you have these highlights, and one of them are tech tips. So if people had a question about greebling, or people wanted to learn more about snot technique, you would put things in there, which was really helpful for the builders too.
Yeah, and the other thing we got to watch were people, they grew as photographers and artists. People started out with their very first challenge, taking their, how they used to just on a table. And I made one suggestion. I was like, it just takes a little light and maybe a cardboard or, like a poster just to, and I tell you
lighting,
what, everybody
is cheap.
I mean, a dollar, you can pay, here's that dollar again. I mean, if you can buy Lego, I think you can buy a poster board, right?
Yeah. And you're right. People don't think about staging, right?
Yeah,
and
staging.
Yeah, I learned a lot about staging from Yano in mock improv, where, at the end of the build, she left time so she could stage it, so she could present it right at the end.
Well, you're building this huge creation. You want it to look amazing. Half the time we take the pictures that we take, they can be beautiful pictures, but it never really, you don't see it in a picture on an app. Like they never come through the way. They're so much better in person is all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like you could build something that is awesome.
You may want to have a Brickmaster category at the next con you go to in person for people who want to bring their builds, who participated in this, can bring them to the show.
That's a good idea. I have yet to do a show. I've gone to many shows.
Really?
But I haven't
you were at
presented.
BrickCon, weren't you? I missed you at BrickCon.
But I came there, but I came to 3 shows in that month, but I didn't present. So
just physically transporting all that Lego is tough, or?
Well, I mean, me getting away is kind of hard. It's just me that takes care of my dogs. So the kids, I've said dogs twice now tonight. It's weird. I never say dogs, but for the people who don't know, we have a very hectic schedule as far as heavy medicines and so getting away is kind of difficult. And a lot of people have asked am I going to Brick World in Chicago, and because that's close to me. So that's a couple hours away.
Right?
Yeah. So
for those of you who just joined too, 9brickcity out of the Detroit area, right?
Yep, Detroit. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm about half an hour away from like the actual gritty city.
Don't tell them where you live. Don't do that.
I think most people know but whatever.
Ask me how I
Well,
know.
you
Right.
can say the city. I always tell people I'm in Seattle. I mean, Seattle's a
But
big
my
city.
city is a lot smaller, and it's not
Mhm.
the best to be known for, I think.
Well,
Yeah.
you can say Detroit though, right? And
Yeah,
that's a big enough city.
it covers. I'm Detroit strong, absolutely.
Yes,
Mhm.
because I think you have that on your sig fig too, right?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know where she's at. She's off gallivanting somewhere tonight.
Okay, and the final thing I wanted to mention is you also had a bonus challenge, which I
Mhm.
absolutely loved, and that was to build a trophy for one of the
Mhm.
people that inspired you that was in the challenge, which
Yeah.
was just so sweet and sentimental and awesome. And the one that I posted here on the right was from Ms. Slowbrickta to you. And
Oh, that was to
yeah,
me? Oh,
I
that's awesome.
thought it was to you and to the whole community.
Aw.
Is that it's a crown, right?
Yep.
Because you
Mhm.
said to make either a trophy or a crown.
Yep.
And I'll go back and read the description, but I think she mentions you first and then the community of builders.
Yeah,
So,
that actually kind of happened. I saw, so just over the last 24 hours, because we were trying to get everything organized, because I had to make everything anonymous for the judges, so they didn't know whose was whose.
Mhm.
I didn't get to like comment and like on everybody's, and then I got locked out. Like all of a sudden, Instagram was
Weird.
like, "No, this is against our community policy or something." I'm like, "You gotta be
oh,
kidding!" Yeah.
oh
Oh,
no.
it'll do that if you're like posting
Liking
too
too
many
much.
comments or like liking
I
too
was,
many things and thinks you're a
and it was
bot.
a short amount of time where I was like, okay, I gotta catch up because
Yeah.
I was being speedy, and so all of a sudden, it only had lasted for like an
Yeah.
hour, I think it was.
hmm
Well,
But anyway, yeah, a lot of people did the crowns to me or the trophies to me. I'm like, no,
Mhm.
that's not what this is for. I'm like, you're
It's
supposed,
supposed
to
to
give
be
it to
for other
everybody
people.
else. I appreciate it. I did
I
mine.
have but
This was
one
mine.
head.
I did this little thing.
See that?
Wait.
That's cute. Yeah, let's
Aw.
see that.
It is literally like, I don't know, 20 pieces maybe.
That's sweet.
The trophy.
I was
that
like, I
launched
gotta build
1,000
something real
bricks.
Got
quick.
a Brickmaster brick on the top, right?
Yep. Oh yeah, the badge.
The
Yep.
badge.
Oh wait, where's my
Yeah.
camera? There we go.
Yep, there it is.
That's awesome.
So these badges were printed by Tabletop Bricks, and
Mhm.
oh my god, again, everybody that I communicated with for this entire process, it was there was never a single hesitation from anyone. ABC Builds was like, I will engrave for you, and
Yeah,
and then
Donnie's awesome.
Donnie's awesome. Yeah, and so I put an order in. I was like, let's do this many bricks, send them to me, and he was like, okay, yep, I'll get that done. But then I was like, wait a minute, you should get a little business out of this too. So why don't you keep them and then send them to the people? Then they can go shopping in your store. You know, like
I bought from ABC Builds and he's awesome.
oh yeah,
really, and if he had everything I needed, I'd probably shop with him exclusively. But just
right.
like with any,
He
you know,
probably does. It's just not in the store. Like it's not in the
it
log
could be.
yet.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
might be right.
Yeah. He's always like, oh, let me check. I think I got something in the back. Yeah, let me check. But then, so I think it was super Lego Dad, I think is who I saw. He had I think his torso printed. And I
Mhm.
was like, I need a print job for these because I wanted to have both an engraved and a printed one. So Tabletop Bricks, they immediately were like, yep, we want to jump on board. So
That's
it was
awesome.
super cool of
Mhm.
them. And I mean, they just came. They're so sharp too. They were like, what color do you want them on? I'm like, black. Let's do black.
Black.
Yeah, black is so cool.
Yeah.
And then
That
I'd
looks
sent him the
Black
logo.
and gold is
but
a great combo.
And then Lil Scrap
Well,
wanted to say that they loved the bonus trophy challenge too.
I'll send it to
Mhm.
you, Scrap, John. I'll put it in with this package. It was, I sent him both the blue. There's like a little blue shadow because there was 3 different logos. And the red one didn't really, it wasn't like popping like it. So you'll see
Right.
it up close when you see them. They're sharp.
Mhm. Yeah.
I
That's
can't
cool.
wait to get mine
Yeah,
once I earn it. I
know,
won't
it's so
accept it
funny.
until I earn it though.
Well,
I have to do the
have
challenge.
control of that. I won't just send it. I won't.
Yeah.
Little
I'll send you my
packages.
address once I've posted the
Oh, I have
the
your
photo
address.
of the challenge.
I
Yeah,
have all
yeah.
your addresses.
The PO box.
Yes,
The
you
PO
put
box.
the PO box up.
I have a
It'll
PO
just
box.
show up
so yeah.
one day. You'll get it, and they'll be like, "Do this challenge, and this brick is yours."
Yep. See, now you have it. Now you got to do it. But you know
Yeah.
what's funny is that I had 2 packages arrive the other day. Yesterday, I think it was yesterday when they showed up. One was a box of DeLoreans, and the other one was this one. And you know which one I was more excited about was my little brick badges. I was like, yay, this is exciting.
Well, that's also, you know, something that you created.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know?
But
yeah.
That's like Lego.
Which, speaking of which, we have actual builds to show people too. And if you've been wondering why I haven't been commenting on the chat, when I share my PowerPoint, I have no visibility to the chat. So I apologize if anybody asks me a specific question. It's like,
I don't even
free for all.
Has it been a free for all? Well,
yeah,
I think Debo was saying you could say you're from Michigan's 8th district.
Yeah. Oh my God. You know what's crazy is there were a ton of Michigan people in the challenge too, which was awesome. I got to know so many builders. Lego Dad was one of them, and he was the one who did that ginormous Spider-Man build. Oh, it was awesome. Debo's from Michigan. Miss LaBrickta's from Michigan.
Yep.
I was like, what's happening? This is cool.
Yeah.
It's like the convergence of builders coming out of Michigan. It must be in the soil or something.
Yeah. And Brickatecture is like my neighbor, which is even more crazy. Yeah.
Oh,
so
cool.
yeah, we hang out on or occasionally.
Wow.
But I'm like, I finally have friends that are close that are like I don't have to drive hours to go hang out.
And I'm so bummed I missed you at BrickCon when you were here in Seattle. I'm so sorry, but I've had family issues.
Yeah, who doesn't? We all have family issues. Next time though, I'm not traveling, but we'll see. We'll see when I go to the next one.
Well, if you happen to have Bricks by the Bay on your radar, which is in the San Francisco Bay Area in Santa Clara, I will be there.
Cool.
Yeah, actually, I will also be at Bricks by the Bay this year.
That's right.
That's
exciting. Well, at last I checked, they are enforcing mask mandates and requiring vaccinations. So that is the convention I will go to.
Nice.
Cool. So Remy has some actual builds to share as well.
Yeah, before we move on to that, though, just going back, circling back around to challenges.
Okay.
Lil Scrap brought up do another Mad Libs. That was like, that was the best challenge on season 1, and a lot of people really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it last time.
Yeah.
So
I remember you were like one of the most excited people about it.
That one is just so weird.
That's what the challenges that I've hosted have kind of flopped. They've kind of been like, I don't know if it was that one happened right around Christmas time. It was in between Christmas and New Year's. And I think people are on vacation. And
it kind of like it picked up steam a little bit, as it went on. But I think, more people will know about it now. And so if you do decide to do it again,
now, is there a hashtag you have for that?
What's that?
Do you have hashtag Mad Libs Challenge or something like that?
Yeah, do you remember what it is, Remy? It's in there somewhere.
I'm gonna find it real quick. Stand by.
Okay. Yeah, because I think the great
I think it was just Lego Mad Libs. I think.
Is it Lego Mad Libs?
I think Mad Libs Lego maybe.
I missed that completely. But now I've got to get my Brickmaster. I'll pick it.
You're gonna be so far behind with all your challenges. You're gonna be like,
I am so far behind.
Yeah. And the Mad Libs, I think that one of the issues was we did the story, right? And I can't remember, I think for the first one I filled in the words to give the example. So everyone had to build the same thing for that one or whatever their interpretation was. But I think I was giving like blank Mad Lib stories so that the families, because there's supposed to be a family or like, fun group thing, group builds. I think that people got confused and it was just too, like the stories were too big or it was too much. I'm like, how is Mad Libs too much? Come on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I definitely think it was easier if when like you did one and then everyone kind of built the same thing because they were all different regardless, even with the same set of words. So
I bought a Star Wars Mad Libs. I have a Star Wars. Yeah.
Nice.
And I think I have a Wonder
May the
Woman
4th be with you. Mad Libs.
Yeah. Yes.
Could do that.
Maybe. We'll see if I'm recovered.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
cool.
not that exhausting. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that's the hashtag Lego Mad Libs Challenge.
Okay.
Awesome.
So do with that information what you will, chat.
And go back, see what people did.
I'm definitely going to research that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember I made like a bubblegum tree or something. It was like, yeah. It made no sense.
All sorts of crazy stuff. But yeah, let's look at let's start with
This is my favorite part. This is the best part, the show. Yes.
May the blank be with blank.
Perfect.
Debo, you're killing it today.
Yeah. Sorry. May the concrete.
Oh my God.
No.
That would actually be perfect. That would be a perfect like hashtag. Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, here's our first adorable AT-AT, and this is very cute.
Yeah. He was like, "Hi, how are you?"
That's Lego Bora.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Bora, he's oh my God, he's in Turkey, and I met him 2 years ago just through the community. He was part of I had done our Lego brick toss through. I honestly I had that idea way back. I saw a version of it from the Lego house. Like they had done their own version. So
I saw that one. Yeah.
Yep. And I was like, oh, well, this would be fun for people just to do it. And I had, again, it was Super Lego Dad and May the Lego Be With You. The Godfathers, they were doing their challenges at the time. And I just reached out and I literally just picked the people that I had been following for a while. I didn't have really any relationships with any of them, just a couple conversations here and there. And it ended up building a family in a sense. And so Bora was one of the original people that I had kind of, my little nest egg of people. And he is an incredible builder who you should he is a Jurassic Park guy. Like awesome Jurassic Park guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I will definitely reach out.
You better
to him.
make room for that one.
And Doc Sampson's here. Hey, Doc.
Hey, what's up, Doc?
How's it going?
Hello.
Yeah, what's up, Doc?
Yeah, what up?
I was tempted to invite Doc for a Muppet show, but then I thought he might not like that. He might say no.
Hey, this is your show.
Well, it's coming out. We still could.
We'll tell you what we have on the docket.
You could have segments. You could have segments of people.
That's true. We could say, here's the minifig release.
Yeah. So
anyway,
go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, go ahead. Does anyone else have anything to add about this?
No, this was our first winner from the AT-AT challenge, and so he was just thrilled. He couldn't believe it. That
since you said he was a dinosaur Jurassic Park person, the dinosaur set was a big part of this one, right?
Yeah, that was the set. Yeah, that's
just
all
the Mighty
it was.
Dinosaurs.
I was just gonna say, it looks like he only used the pieces from the Mighty Dinosaur.
I believe, I don't think he added a poly bag, which that was the special extra if you needed to, to give people their extra.
He could put this on Rebrickable just for that dinosaur set.
Yeah, I mean it is cute. It's a cute build. Mine ended up looking like a Demogorgon from Stranger Things.
Yeah,
the Demidog.
I could see that, or it's like a really long-legged frog too.
Yeah. Yes. We love you,
a
Bora.
frog with a puppy. That's what it would look like.
Yeah.
Quite a range.
I think that it's that head. It's the head tilt is what makes these so
it's very
like an animal, like a dog.
Yeah.
Well, the UCS one, it is an animal. It is as big as one of my kids, for real.
Oh, that's
I think
on the list at some point.
I'm trying to remember who was it was Emma Soros who did the at and she put dots on it, and when she put it up there, it was the size of a dog. It was it's massive. Yeah.
As soon as I finish, which you know how many builds I have on my table, I'm going to do a photo shoot with the kids. I'm going to have them in between each one.
So Lil Scrap said the at was the toughest challenge, which was the first one you called a warm-up.
Yeah, but you know what? Here's the thing. Everyone wants to be a Brickmaster, right? Everyone wants to be and you can't just make these easy. You have to grow. You have to have these challenges, and they kept getting harder and harder. And some people were like, yeah, this is hard. And I'm like, well, if it's easy, would you want to do it? Like, I mean, would it be fun? Would it be just like, oh, it's just another thing?
Right.
So,
Mhm.
I mean, I think people grew from this, I think.
Yep.
And aloha, Vicarious Brickstress out of Hawaii.
Hello.
Yes.
Welcome.
Aloha. Speaking of aloha, that is a good transition
for the next
to
one.
our second challenge, which was this Moana build by Jesse's Brick
Yes.
Galaxy.
That
Yes.
was perfect. Well done.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
So, yep, that's Jesse's Brick Galaxy, who's generally, he's a big, he's a Marvel guy, or a superhero, not Marvel, I'm sorry. Well, yeah.
He's big into Marvel, superheroes, and trains.
DC, yep. Yes. Yeah, this one, we were blown away by. Like, we thought it was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
The color. Yeah.
This is a great concept too. You know, it's like just right out of the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And the funny thing is, I was like, wait a minute. I know that she looked just like that. And then I had to look her up because I couldn't remember what she looked like. And I was like, oh my God, that is actually really what she looked like. Yeah.
I think if you got a chance to see the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse collab that was at Bricks Cascade, Jesse has such good attention to detail. And he took 500 Thor hammers for detail on a building. Just little Thor hammers on the side. It was just amazing. So it doesn't surprise me that he would have so much detail to really nail this. So congrats, Jesse.
And it was good too because it pulled him out of his Spider-Man element or his comic element. Like he did a Moana build, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, she's the big bad guy, but you know,
off character. It's kind of like you, instead of doing Frozen, doing another
Star Wars or
ants.
Something. Yeah,
Star Wars. Yeah.
I don't know. Bug's Life.
Bug's Life. Yep.
Yeah.
I have ideas.
And Little Scrap also mentions the sculpting ability on this was also amazing. Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, the head is good. Okay. So then the other winner was Pancakes for Supper with their Magical House mock.
Yep, that's Jazz. So
another good inspiration.
So both Disneys took the cake for this one, not the Harry Potter one didn't happen, but this one ended up being a set that was completely, I mean, she redid all of the colorful bricks and made them all black or grayscale. This one, I mean, it's just gorgeous. The flowers, and there were quite a few. There were, and every single one was different, but they were all beautiful. But this one was just the one that like caught their eye. Like I said, you never know what they're thinking, and but yeah.
Well, and I think too, because the challenge was grayscale with color, this really is a perfect model for that because the house is magical too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. And like I said, there were other houses that they had color everywhere, or it was like, and again, we had to be very careful and follow exactly what the rules were in order to, you know, somebody had to win. Like it had to be. So
it's hard. This judging is so hard. That's why I think, like you said, you know, having your sets of judges in the UK and in Australia and having them talk about it through WhatsApp. I mean, that's amazing that they took the time for every single model to have that debate and discussion.
Oh, and it was fun too because it was let's see here. Well, I found out, or I got messages at 4:30. First it was 2:30 this morning, and then it was at 4:30 this morning when they were talking. They were having a whole conversation. And because our time zones are all completely crazy. Yabs is in the future. So it would like Lizzie or Jonathan or Preston or I, we would be like just chatting about certain things or they would have questions. And then we'd be like, well, where's Yabs? We needed Yabs's opinion. And so the conversation would stop until we got to the next person. Or so it actually, it was always, everyone was involved in the entire conversation. That's why I said they gave everybody the respect and time.
That's awesome.
I'm like, I'll show everybody, but I don't, I'm not going to show like pages and pages. But yeah, 4 a.m. 4 a.m. text messages with Yabs.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to week 3, if I can actually do this correctly. And
this one is one of my favorites.
yeah, here we go. Can you guys see the
Oh,
video?
right. Yes, the video is coming through.
So
Yeah,
here's
there
the
we go.
thing.
It was freaking amazing.
So Munir he has submitted a photo before it was due, right? Like he had built this, and he had sent it to me because the rules were to send me the photos. And then he had sent me the video, and I'm like, whoa! I'm like, this is actually moving, because I had already thought the picture was awesome. And and
Yeah,
I
you
was
can see
just
it
like,
at full speed there.
That is
you can kind of see it a little bit, but yeah.
It's brilliant. It's absolutely
and
brilliant.
if he did take a picture where he was further back so you could see the whole setup, which it was awesome. I was like, you need to make sure to showcase that too. So he did the whole.
I hope that
there
goes
you go.
to some convention somewhere too, where you can see it actually moving.
Well, who would have even thought of that? Like, that was genius. Like, it's so simple of a build.
Yeah.
But to make it all motorized, oh my God, yeah.
And
Thor's
hammer too.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the new Thor movie is coming. Oh my God, that's exciting. Yep.
Yeah.
And all the colors too. It's not, and you might think of it as going through like a windstorm or something, but all the color just really makes it pop.
Well, that's when he's traveling from Asgard or wherever he travels. When Thor goes, that's what he like travels through. I don't know what it's called.
The Bifrost.
The Bifrost, yes. That's it. Yeah.
I'm so glad we have experts on this.
Yeah.
Well, I'm reading the caption here. It just says
that thing. Yeah, I'm good at talking and starting a StreamYard session.
Yeah.
I let the guests really do all the knowledge work.
Lifting. Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, sure. I love it.
Yeah, this is pretty sweet. Yeah, this would be really interesting to see it like all lit up during
so
like
that
World
is
of Lights at a convention.
Munir.Khoury, right?
Yep, Munir Khoury. Yep. He is very talented. Everything he did was beautiful. Like his from start to finish, all his builds were wonderful. But that challenge, we did have 3 winners.
Yes.
And they were all amazing.
Jen's Lego and the Tray Company as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right,
oh
so
yeah, we see those ones. Yep.
Here's Jen's Lego. This is pretty awesome.
So that was submitted at like 11:59, and I was like, "Whoa!" Like I'm like, "Oh my God, thank God you did this." It is gorgeous. It's simple and elegant and beautiful and all in. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love. This could have been for the challenge too, as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
The grayscale with color. Wow.
Yeah. So Jen is hilarious because Jen's like, I'm just not a mock builder. Like I'm not. And she has come out of her shell during this entire challenge so much. And I'm like, woman, look at your entire beautiful city. I'm like, you are a builder. You got to own that. And so the one thing
that's good that you encourage people too that way. Cause I think we're always our own worst critic. And
of course.
That's awesome.
The community is great for encouragement, and you have to build with confidence in a sense. Even if it's not the greatest build in the world, you have to build that being proud of your own work, whether it looks like crap or not. Like you did it, be proud of it, own it, build with confidence.
And now you've won an award. So and that's also when you win an award, then it's almost like, oh wow, somebody values this enough to give me an award. Now I should continue this work. And I think that's how many of us also continue with the work that we do, is that when you start getting recognition, even if it's just a little recognition, like, wow, that really was an amazing build, whether you get an award or not, it's great.
I mean, we're all humans, we're all alike, right? And we're all here for a little bit of that validation and acknowledgement. And otherwise we wouldn't be doing these things, like
famous last words. I'm not a mock builder.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. If you change one part on that set, you're a mock builder.
Or the difference between a mod and a mock. I think that's probably another episode. We could talk about that. But this is just awesome. Just to see, and I love when red pops against,
so I want to give credit to which I know she's not pulled up here, but there was another Wanda. So if people haven't seen it, definitely go check these pictures out. Cause the other Wanda, and the funny thing is they both came in at it was the end of the night. And I was like, oh my God, but the other one has a little more color in the background, and it's just two totally different interpretations, but they're both gorgeous. I mean, they're all
Do you remember
good.
who submitted that one?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Jody, this Lego lady. No, this lady Lego life. Is it Lego? Yeah. Wait, no, this Lego lady. I always confuse it. I know it's Jody, Jodi. There she is.
There she is. Yep. All right. Yeah, let's find it. Let's find it. We are here.
Oh, did she not post it? Oh, yep, right there. The swoosh. It's
yep.
the
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Yeah. See,
Sweet.
that's, and she did the sign too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Totally different interp, right? But still super gorgeous.
Definitely.
And you know what's crazy? She had gone to she had heard that her Lego store had translucent or transparent red bricks studs. So she went and bought a bunch of them to make this. So she like lucked out.
I like how she included the reference photo too with that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you know, both important moments for the character.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, even Monica is here, and
oh yeah,
yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Such a good show. Yeah.
So let's look at the last winner.
Trade Company.
Yeah.
Trade Company. Emily.
Bam.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't even have words because this one is so cool. So Emily is new to the community, the Tray Company. She's she has the Tray Company. She creates traveling Lego trays. You can get them, and it's like a limited amount of time. Are you gonna? Oh, I thought you were gonna pull yours out. Oh my god, where is mine? I have one. Anyway, so she has just
they're custom
come into her
too.
own.
Yeah, they're made out of wood. And she's also designed it so that you could put instructions on while you're building.
Yeah, it's really useful if you're traveling or just need to keep something.
If you want to sit on the couch, you know, it's really nice. And there's certain times of the year that there's only so many that are available. So you know, they're each custom crafted too, I believe. So so she's new, right? And so she's just found. She discovered in her in the Disney one, the colorful one, she had built an entire, it was a gown from Sleeping Beauty, where it's pink, it's blue, it's pink, it's blue.
Oh, yeah.
She had, during this time, she was like discovering that she liked to sculpt. She's a sculptor builder now. And so sure enough, she came up, I'm like,
I tell you, that fist is so spot on.
Yeah,
this is beautiful.
This is one of those builds that like you can hear it, you know?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So easily that one, I mean, you know.
So Brickbender mentions that I wish she had completed her idea for build challenge number 5.
Yes.
Did she share that with you or?
No, actually I only got tidbits. I mean, I know she was super bummed that she didn't finish.
I think she posted too that she did a funny reel where she was like out of breath because of doing all the MOCs and that she was getting ready to go back into her backlog.
Yeah.
But see, if you're listening to this Tray Company, you can always go back and you can always do that. You just won't win the main prize, but yeah. It can happen, Brickbender Underworld. It can happen.
Yeah.
I might know what it is. I don't know. Do you know how many conversations I've had in the last 5 weeks? I was going to say.
I'm sure it's all of them. All of the conversations.
All of them. Right. All of them. Yeah. Which I don't mind. It's fun to have people to talk to.
Yeah. Okay. So we have, I think, I just want to be mindful of your time too. We still have 4 for challenge 4 and then the 3 grand prize winners. So hopefully you can stick around.
It's okay. Yeah, I'm
good. We're gonna power through.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I just want to make sure. I didn't know if Alyssa.
Oh no, we're fine. We're fine. I haven't heard any crying.
This is new for us, so we didn't know how long it was going to be. An hour and a half. I think we were trying to shoot for no more than an hour and a half, but we might go a little bit over.
Okay. Space castles and
Space Castle Pirates.
Space Pirates and Castles. Oh my. Yeah.
And Belleville. And these doors are Belleville doors. These are amazing.
Yep. I know. Those Belleville doors
on
are
my
so nice.
Castle.
And the animation too.
Yeah. I mean,
The
come on.
lobster. I love the lobster.
Yeah. Yeah, the lobster's got to go across the road, you know?
Mm-hmm. Why did
Like,
the
you don't want to
lobster
let me
cross
in?
the road?
Fine. I won't, I'll just go across the moat.
That's
Right?
funny.
I mean, the gold, the white, I mean, the colors. Plus, I Love Holland is another builder who is known more for mosaics, right? And she came out into her own as well. Like,
I love the color combination and then also the backdrop that they used for this photo.
Very simple backdrop. It's very effective.
Well, and it's perfect because it highlights the build, right?
Yeah.
And then this space element is great.
Yep. Mm-hmm. See, sometimes simplicity is even it's sometimes it's better than so much. You know what I mean? At least.
And I think Brickbender is answering your question, Remy, that the lobster had to get to the other
to the other tide.
Oh,
that's funny. Oh, he's got jokes.
Bad jokes are welcome here. Good jokes are welcome here.
We need to give Brickbender Underworld a shout out too. He is actually one of the builders who came into his own during this challenge by far.
Wow.
Every build his Aladdin build was beautiful. The genie in the bottle, and I mean everything he did.
Nice.
Yeah. And Lil Scrap, you're here.
Yeah.
Lil Scrap.
And where's
but Lil Scrap
the pirate section? All right, so we see space and castle. Where's the pirate?
So the pirate section is, it's
in the boats.
Oh, okay, the boat.
Yep.
Okay.
They're advancing on the castle.
Okay.
Yeah. That was the submission
I
photo.
see it now.
Like
a
lobster.
That shot actually captures all three together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a good shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which segment to the next one, Lil Scrap.
Boom.
Bam. This was a favorite. This was a favorite by everybody. Everyone loved this one. All the syringes and all. The whole thing was awesome. He's like just bebopping along with his little cart.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go give him a couple shots.
Let's see. Here's like a close up of the syringes. Yeah, here's a close up of the syringes, and the circular saw and the drill.
Yep. The
important tools when you're.
Well, because the knight got to get into the knight's armor.
Yeah.
And then look at that. That computer is just awesome.
There's so much really good detail.
Yeah. I mean, easy. This was, I love it. See, you guys build so well. I'm speechless. And that's a lot for me.
Well,
I'm just kind of enjoying the show now. I'm like, I can just look and enjoy it. Before I had to have, the tension of.
Well, and that's why it's great that, you've been so good about hosting and introducing people to other builders that when Remy and I were talking, I said, I wonder if Alyssa, I know she's really busy with Brickmaster, but if she's going to conclude it, this would be a really good time to.
No, yeah, I can't think you guys
about it.
It was when you sent me the message, I was like, that would actually be great. It wasn't, well, actually at the end of week 3, I was doing lives, like just to do explanations. And I had a really bad allergy. Like all of a sudden it was horrible. And I was like, just miserable. I'm like, you don't want to see me looking like that, Plus, if I wanted to be so involved in being on the screen in this competition or challenge, I would have ran it from my page. This was not about me whatsoever. This was about all of these people. So I don't need to be in a spotlight.
Well, the other thing I should mention while we're talking about Brickmaster 2022, in the span of 5 weeks, you got 1,100 followers.
Plus. Yeah. I think that's
several years for most of us.
Yeah, and
which is pretty phenomenal.
Only 100 people are the people that we're building. So that was a pretty big following.
Yeah, it's a huge following for 5 weeks time that you start posting. I think you only had 140 posts. Is that right? Or maybe less than that.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't even.
But still, I was like, okay, this is definitely a thing. Let's get her on the show.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what if it comes back for round 2. We'll see if people are like, we're back.
I think you're going to get people coming back. All right, so we saw Lil Scrap
Yep.
Okay.
And we
Who's
saw I Love
next?
Holland. And then I
Right.
think the next one is
Brickitecture.
Brickitecture. So funny story.
Brickitecture.
So he was a last minute. He was out filming this video, right? This is Matt.
wow.
What
Wow.
happens? That beautiful castle fell over and shattered.
Oh,
After,
that
yes,
is the
I
worst.
was like, oh. So yeah, but I mean, the detail in this one, if people haven't taken the minute to like look, like
yeah.
Yabs, Brickapalooza
like-
is laying on the beach right there with the yellow spaceman.
Wow.
Like there's
Yeah,
just
and these-
so much to look
These
at.
are crater
It's funny.
crater plates. You know, these are crater plates, and they're almost invisible. You know.
Yeah. Yep.
It's so beautiful.
He's
and even the
he's
color
a great
scheme
builder.
It's so nice.
Mhm.
And of course, being a love of pirates, the skull and the skull and crossbones little peppered in there. It's nice.
Mhm.
So side story, he sent me a text message one night. He was like, "Hey, do you have these red tubes?" Not the piece that he used, and it's because we'll message each other. I'm like, "Do you have any medium lavender?" We're always texting about that. But he was like, "This red tube," and it was like one of those like a
The
wiry
flex
tube.
tubes? The
Not a
flex
flex-
tubes? No?
Do they have a funny end? I could.
Yeah. The
yeah,
holes, the thing that's the space logo on the top. It'll come back to it in a second.
But that wasn't the piece. That piece ended up being from something else because these other red tubes that he had like one of, I think those ones were from Ninjago that he ended up using. But I was like, I don't even own any of those sets that those are from. I mean, I'm like, anytime you need something, come get it by all means. But
Well,
I was like looking on Bricklink. Yeah, he ended up, I think that was a Ninjago thing that he used.
people are already giving you feedback that they would definitely do it again. And if you decide to do this for round 2, it's going to be huge. So you may want to get some help there too.
So
like you said,
just side note,
sponsors.
yeah, I think there would be a team. I think a team next time.
Yeah, I think you're going to need
just
a
so
team
I
of
could enjoy
reviewers.
it a little more of just like maybe I'll have a media team.
Mhm. Yeah.
Expand your
And then
legal
I think
team.
sponsorships would be
Yeah,
good too.
the legal
Yeah.
team. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And sponsors, which I've said a few times, sponsors.
Yeah.
I'm not
Sponsors,
complaining, not at
because
all.
I mean, we haven't talked about the financials yet, but you had
Oh, I don't
3
even know.
prizes,
It's a lot.
and they were
Did
each
you add it up?
$500, right? Or no, 2
I
$500
know there's
prizes
a rough estimate of what it
and
is,
$1,000
which I'm like,
prize.
how did I get myself involved in that one?
Well, that's the other thing, is that you carried a huge financial burden with this too.
Yeah,
right?
but I mean, it's not a burden. It's I invested in something that I was excited about, and a lot of people, are like, sometimes people see my collection and they're like, how or why do you, and I'm not married. Like, it's just me and my kids, and I don't do a lot. Like, I really don't. Like, I wear really scraggly clothes, and I look probably like I might be homeless or something sometimes. But
no, you don't.
I'm a really mellow, like yellow kind of person.
You're very frugal
outside.
with your choices of how you invest your money.
You just have your priorities straight.
Yeah.
So.
I
very
wouldn't say
generous of
frugal.
you,
I'm more
though.
like free spending, and I'm just like I came from. My parents were divorced, and I came from a time in my life with my mom that we didn't have anything. Like, we lived in the car, so I know what it's like to not have things, and I know the joy that it brings to giving to others. So that's the easiest
pretty
answer.
Phenomenal, because I just mentioned the prizes, folks. We're still not talking about all the mailing she's going to be doing and all the postage.
Yeah.
Right.
Those little
There's going to be like
Brickmaster
mass packages to multiple people. So if they live in the same area, you can send it away.
Yeah, exactly. So the last one in challenge 4 is studded brick.
Yeah,
studded brick. Yep, that's Jacob. Who? Happy birthday to him. He had a birthday.
Happy birthday, Jacob.
Yeah. Jacob was another builder who
Wow.
he grew immensely throughout the entire challenge.
Wow.
The whole thing. Everyone got better and better. When I first saw this, I was pretty blown away, honestly.
Yeah, dragon.
He had a different image with this one, with a different backdrop, and I told him not to use that one.
Here.
It's gorgeous, right? But it takes
God.
away from the build itself to see what he actually had created.
Yeah, I think without this, castle, it would be a good backdrop. But yeah, let's just look at the build here.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, there are so many ideas of what could be happening in this story.
Mhm.
Like, are they being attacked? Did the dragon crash?
Right.
I mean, if you're just looking at the picture, obviously the story's in the description.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm a visual person, so the first thing I do is I look. I don't read, which I give a lot of people crap for
Yeah.
too. I'm like, just read the instructions. It's right there.
So I guess, Doc, if you didn't hear earlier about the prizes, that Alyssa had given out $500 for the 0 through 17 category, another $500 for the digital category, and then $1,000 for pretty much the AFOL category. And yeah, so $2,000 in prizes. And on top of that, she's also got the bricks that she got printed up and the mailings too that she's going to
Well,
be
there's
doing.
also all of the winners, the prizes that the winners won from each challenge.
Mm-hmm.
There are all the sets that they.
Mhm.
That's true.
There's
You
that
gave up
too.
sets too
Yeah.
for the winners.
Yeah,
for each
which
sub challenge.
So I did give them the option because some people are in other countries. So whatever is easiest. Example, Lego Bora, he won the AT-AT. So shipping that to Turkey would be like ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
So I'm
If
like,
it got there,
let me
you know.
just send you a gift card, or we'll figure that out. Which is today. Today's payday. Like, I gotta pay everybody today. I'm taking a nap first. Whoever's watching, you'll get your prizes. I promise. I'm good for it.
Yeah,
But-
and then Little Scrap is mentioning all the prizes, and then on top of that, you also sent gifts to the people who served as judges too, because they recently posted
Yep.
that too.
Yeah, well, judges always get like judges care packages, right?
Mhm.
So they each got a DeLorean. Yabs is
Yeah.
probably still floating over some ocean. His is not going to get there for a few months. Yeah, that was one thing that I knew that they had wanted that they weren't able to get right away.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
And Lil Scrap says you definitely deserve the
Deserve the
nap.
nap.
Yes, we give
I
you
will.
permission. That you don't need permission from us, but you deserve the nap.
yeah. I'll
Okay,
take
so we
one.
now have the 3 winners.
Finale. Okay,
The
so
finale.
finale.
So we have
Zero
0
roll,
through
please.
17.
the TFL is
The
LCM
TFL.
Creations.
Look at that.
So I kept LCM their creations' identity quiet because the person is only 14 years old.
Mhm.
So
Right. right.
but a 14-year-old built this, and if you look at the entire run of what they built, they did for a 14-year-old. It's pretty awesome.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's really, really great that, and for those of you who have just joined, this finale was a mashup of all the different challenges that came before that.
Well,
So the
there were
Star
two
Wars-
options.
And all different techniques too.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
there were
5 out
two
of 10
options.
techniques. Yeah.
The two options were you could either take any of the first 4 of your builds and recreate something, or you could build anything you wanted. You just had to use the bricks from what you had built. And if you needed to use other bricks, you could have used other bricks. The true challenge here was to have 5 techniques out of the list of 10. So
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, here's the mechanism beneath the, it's just very simple, but
very
clean.
simple. Yep.
Yep. And Lil Scrap is right. For any age, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would take me a minute to figure out what to do there. I'd
It's
be
like
like,
a JK element in the
which
making.
gear? Yeah.
JK Brickworks, right? Yeah.
It kind of reminds me a little bit of if you saw Wrangle. I think it was Wrangle that posted the flat Earth globe.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I
this
was
is
supposed
cool.
to have him on 9 minutes, and we had a scheduling conflict. But
Mhm.
that anybody who doesn't know who Rangala is, oh my God, that builder
Yeah.
is.
Mhm.
And he's got an ideas project right now, or 2, I think.
Yeah, I think the curved wall or something like that. I forget
Yeah.
what it's called
There's
exactly.
something the off the ledge. Okay, so then we had the digital builder. The digital builder, Speedy Kiwi, Kayla.
Speedy Kiwi. Look at this. Look at this dude.
Yeah. The storytelling, I mean, all of this is adorable. Oh my God. Also, can we please talk about, she created,
Yeah.
are you guys Hawkeye fans? Did you watch the Hawkeye show?
Yeah, I did watch the Hawkeye show.
I didn't watch
Did
the
you?
whole thing, but I know the premise.
Okay, so you know the character Kate, right?
Right.
The
Oh,
girl
yeah.
that she's like the crazy girl from Transformers and
Mhm.
Pitch Perfect. So she created a Kate on a Vespa back for one of the for the comic book challenge, the movement one. But yeah,
Well,
this one, I mean,
let's see if we can find it.
oh, it's right there.
Yeah,
Yep, yep.
yeah, there she is. Yep.
This one was
Yeah.
a close favorite.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, again,
Yeah, there's
awesome.
the reference.
Yep, with the reference photo. Very cool.
Mhm.
Yeah. I believe she started out, I'm almost positive she started out, with, I
think
thought
so.
she was building with
Mhm.
bricks,
Hi,
but then she
Zizu.
switched over to the digital.
Mhm.
Hello, hello.
Zizu's
Hi.
lurking and listening.
That's okay.
So the one thing about all of these, the finalist winners,
Mhm.
what's pretty amazing is they're not very, like, they don't have these ginormous accounts, which was that
Mhm.
much more exciting. Like,
That's
it really
true.
was, it was anyone's game. Like,
Right.
and people of all different skill won at different times, and so it really was open to everyone. Had a chance, everyone. It just, this is who
Yeah.
they all decided on.
It's
And
I think
then
it's awesome that you subdivided the categories too. So then that way people had a chance to win in any of those categories.
which
Mhm.
since the 0 to 17, there were 3 kids, like younger kids, who
Mhm.
absolutely deserve a shout out. So we had Red's Bricks, Stephanie and Alex. They participated in everything. We had
Mhm.
Teach to Kinder, Matilda.
Oh
and
yes,
Yeah,
Matilda.
Matilda.
She's becoming
adorable.
quite the name in the community. She's awesome. She did really well too. And then we had Tamana Lego
yeah.
Master. I mean, if you look at his builds, like they were competing with 14 to 17-year-olds. So it
Wow.
just, it happened. Like, the choices are what happened, but
Mhm. Oh, I
those
think that
kids,
it goes back to what you were saying. You're growing the community too by giving them
Right.
these challenges. Exactly.
yeah.
Mhm. All right, so
And
let's look
then
at our final winner.
The final
the
award
crown,
winner.
the winner.
Now, I don't understand this. Like, there's a little bit of Lego like on the base, but she just like photographed her desk and all
Right.
just sort of random objects she had
She
like
just
lying
threw
around
base
the
plates
house.
up and was like, "It's Lego."
Yeah, like where's the
So-
Lego in here?
Yeah, this is
Like-
Simone. Oh yeah. So there's another picture of like close-ups. Yeah,
Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, here we go.
there
Yeah,
you
look at
go.
this
Yep.
thing.
So there's a little Hogwarts castle and some books. Oh, a ink jar. Oh,
Yeah, and this painting.
the artwork. Yep.
I've always
Yeah.
I love gears for like ink splats. I really love
Yeah.
that detail.
Oh yeah. The splat gears you're talking about?
Yeah, just
Look at
the
those
gears.
scissors.
I could use one of those on my desk.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, this,
And like the big
we.
Lego.
Mm-hmm. We
Yeah, the
all love
stapler.
Lego that is built out of like our things. Like, I mean,
Mhm.
Lego is now selling all these sets, the plants and everything. We all want
Botanicals,
hello,
yeah.
this is
Well,
real life.
you missed it at Bricks Cascade, but what they had is somebody built a life-size bathroom.
Oh,
where
I saw pictures of it.
Yeah,
I saw pictures
essentially
of
it was
yeah.
the bathroom sink, the counter around the sink, and then the cupboard underneath. And then people would take a selfie, like on one side, because it was the mirror wasn't a mirror; it was just a cutout window.
Yep.
So you would go on one side and then pretend you're taking a selfie of yourself, and have a friend of yours take a picture of you with that image. So then you could post it. It was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I did not see that. That's wild.
Yeah.
I'm like, why is there a toilet? No, what is there? But no, the sink. I remember.
It was just the sink. There wasn't a toilet there, but the sink even had, I think, a cup and a toothbrush in the cup, and I think
the wall. I was stalking people. I was watching. I was like, oh, what are we seeing?
It was pretty cool.
Mhm.
It won, I think, most interactive. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So yes, Simone was our winner. She was our grand master winner.
Congratulations,
Yes,
Simone.
yay, Brickmaster.
Yay.
Yeah, she's like, I sent out one message to all the winners, and I was like, congratulations, I'll talk to you soon. Like I said, I was at the hospital. I'm like, I've got a 3-hour drive. And then yeah, the toothpaste was there. Yes.
Yeah, it was really well done. In fact, that might be something for a future episode is, real life builds, right?
Yeah.
Recreating something in real life. And who are some of the builders who do that? Well, this has been delightful. This is so awesome that you joined us for this. And
thank you.
Awesome challenges.
To kick off our what, when, why. So here's the question. Now that we know why you did this, when is the next time that you may be doing 2023, or what's your next project? What are you thinking?
Well, 2023 will be 2023.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, with a net,
it's not like a car dealership where you're like 1 year ahead.
I am like, what's happening in the next 10 minutes at this point?
You're going to be taking your nap.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I mean, I am in the future, remember. It's almost 11 here, so bedtime.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. That's why we really appreciate you being here at this time. And everybody in the chat, too. Thank you for hanging with us. I know some of you have been from the very beginning, like Zach Martinez, and I know Debo was here earlier, Cornado, and others. But before I say goodbye to everybody, we wanted to tell you who we have next for next week. So we have next week, we're going to be talking about Speed Champions.
Yes.
And we have Corey Sams from Lego Masters Season 1, as well as RJ Coughlin from C-Lug, because he's a big fan of Speed Champions. And I'll probably join at the very beginning, but I just got a new job. So they have a board meeting next Wednesday.
Yes.
Yes. So
I will attempt not to tank the show.
You'll be fine.
Please like and subscribe to the stream.
Yes, we are always on the hunt for the elusive.
We're always on the hunt for people to do that. But just to kind of give you a sense of our lineup. So the 27th, we're going to be doing Speed Champions. On the 4th, we're going to be doing May the 4th be with you. So we'll have a Star Wars expert, and that'll be with us.
Be with
TBD. If you know Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yes, it goes back to do or do not. There is no try. So you got to be here to watch that show.
Or
the
blank
11th,
or blank not.
Blank or blank not. Yeah. That could be the next one.
Yeah.
So the next, after that, the 11th, we're going to have a conversation about the botanical series.
Yes.
And then the 18th, I have confirmed Aubrey from the Brick Cove is going to talk about elves. So that whole line of Lego. And then the 25th, we're going to do a retrospective and predictions, because by then we should know what the Lego Masters Season 3 cast is going to look like. And we're going to do our predictions and pundits and, see what the cast looks like. And then the following week on June 1st, we're going to start the Lego Masters Season 3 recap shows. And so we've got a lot planned over the next several weeks. But and Vicarious Brickstress, I'm glad you can watch. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Because
we're Naomi's on the West Coast. I'm on the East Coast. It's
Oh, we're in the same time zone. That's right.
Yeah.
That's why I scheduled it earlier, because I normally stream at 9 at night, which is a little hard to get guests on. So, but everybody who's tuned in, thank you so much. Zizu, Vicarious Brickstress, Brickbrender Underworld, Little Scrap, Zach, Doc Sampson, Brickbender Underworld. Did I say that already? It's like, if anybody who's been in the chat, thank you so much. Thank you, 9brickcity, Alyssa. This was great.
You. And congratulations. You guys survived your first show. Woo!
Our first show together. Yay.
Well, no, Naomi does this all the time. I was the nervous one.
Yeah. So. But I mean, the first who, what, or what, why.
What, when, and why Wednesdays.
What, when, and why. Yes. What, when, and why.
Yeah, we didn't put who in there because we want the who to be part of the show. Right. So you were part of our first kickoff, and we're really glad to learn about Brickmaster 2022. Thank you for all of the hard work you put into that. because we know that it's not just, putting it out there and then waiting to see what happens. You put a lot of invested energy into this, and we really, really appreciate you and all the things you do for the community. So thank you so much.
Nope.
Thank
Oh,
you.
Thank
Thank you.
Brickstress.
And for those of you who are not following 9brick City, shame on you. You should be.
Oh.
So 9brick
And,
City on Instagram.
Sorry.
And what's happening here?
My mouse is going crazy. Hi,
Okay.
I'm Ray. Thanks for joining us. Sorry.
So please follow 9brick City on Instagram.
Mhm.
Also, Brick Literacy, who's
Mhm.
also on Instagram, and I think you also have a YouTube channel too, right?
Yeah, it's the same thing, just brick and then a space and literacy.
Yeah, you always got to do the opposite of what's showing on the screen.
Just throw a dart.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I can't even do it.
And you're listening to the Brickanista Broadcast Network. And if you want to send snail mail, you can go to P.O. Box 31956, Seattle, Washington 98103. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And as they say on the Brickanista Broadcast Network, may the clutch be with you. Take care, everybody. Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Night all.